All right, good morning everyone and welcome back to the KSR YouTube channel. Today's going to be kind of a shop update video. A lot of things we got going on. Of course, you saw the thumbnail. You already know what's up. So, just one of the joys of owning a shop. You guys know we had new doors put in. Well, we came in this morning and this door decided it didn't want to open. So apparently you can see the cable has come loose from some kind of mechanism last night. Actually started happening last night while Drew was here after hours working on one of his toys. But came in this morning, the door wasn't open, something to do with the cable. It's just one of the joys of owning a shop. So, gonna walk you around, show you some of the things we got going on. Pretty exciting stuff. And I'll tell you why, for other reasons, it's also exciting. So, stay tuned, show you what's going on. All right, well, while you guys are here on the channel, please give us a subscribe, a like, and a comment down below. Like I've told you guys before, I try to get down there in the comments and answer some of the questions that you may have. All right, so also, after you subscribe to the channel, if you want any KSR merch, you can go to winwithksr.com, pick up any of our merchandise, and we've got a new shirt coming. We hope to have them at Cletus and Cars Indy, kind of getting the artwork finalized, but another good thing about the merch stuff is Australia people, shipping is way cheaper than it has been recently. Like we just did a test and a package that used to be $100 to ship is now something like $22. So not ideal compared to what we have here in the States, but we appreciate all you guys around the world watching. And thankfully, you know, it's back to somewhat reasonable amount of shipping for Australia. So like I said in the intro, today is about what's going on in the shop today. Some updates on a few different projects, but our biggest project we've got going on right now, as you can see, things look a little different in here. There's no lift and there's holes in the floor. That's because we are getting ready to install our new BendPak lifts. Now the reason why we cut out the floor here, where we had our other lifts bolted to before, there's been several lifts bolted in and around where we want to put the lift back again. You can even see there's the remainder of a stud there, remainder of a stud there. Well, we didn't feel comfortable with drilling another set of holes for the BendPak lift because they're a different bolt pattern than our old lifts. So we decided to have that cut out, both sides obviously, so that we could have fresh concrete in there. They're doing a rebar system to really give it some added strength down below. And another thing we wanted to do is we wanted to have a large flat area to set up our scale pads on. Every time we set up a car, the scales need to be perfectly level. If you think about if the scales aren't level, well, the car can preload one corner of it. You're chasing corner weights that are not accurate numbers. Well, with a perfectly flat pad, we will be able to just drop the car onto the scales and all of the corner weights will be accurate. So at the racetrack, they have a system, like a framework system that they level out, and it takes all kinds of adjusting to, you know, balance each corner pad. We just do it with shims under each scale pad here. But now we're not gonna have to do all that. So you can see they've dug out also down below where the new lifts are gonna go. I would assume they're doing the same thing that they've done over there. They're gonna do that here so that this will all be level, it'll be supported. You can see they've dug up under the concrete, so there's kind of like a lip there to go up and, you know, support it even better. But lots and lots of stuff happening here. So there's going to be a new lift there, a new lift there, a lift here, and then we are also putting another lift right here where the car will pull in this way here. And guess what has to happen before we put this lift in? That it's got to get down on the floor. Because, you know, if there's a pole sticking up right here, well, I can't get the forklift around to get that out of there. So, right after we get back from Cleetus and Car's Indy, that's coming out of there. That's kind of exciting. Super exciting. Because what's going to end up happening is this lift that is right here is going to be the lift where my car finds a home for a little while. Show you guys what's going on with that car, give you an introduction video on it with its history. I've got pictures from when I was 15 when I first got the car, so that'd be kind of neat to see. But yeah, that's a very exciting side benefit, let's say, of having all the lifts put in. So obviously it's been a mess in here lately, and I haven't done too many videos about what's going on in the shop just because it's been an absolute disaster in here. We've obviously lost some of our workspace while things have been going on. We haven't been working on the vet much because Grant and Chuck had us help them get their NC Miata ready for the national championship, which I'll give you an update on that here in just a minute. But in doing all that, we haven't been working on this too much. We've got that one A-pillar bar bent up, and we're gonna reverse it to fit on the driver's side. But that might have to wait until after the lifts are done. We'll see. I might be able to get some of that done next week, some more of the door bars done, or some more of the other bars done, so that, you know, some of the other bars in the car can be fabricated while I'm up at Indy next week for the Indy 800 and Cleetus and Cars. So yeah, we've got that going on. Been chopping on Spencer's car quite a bit here. You can see there's a lot more metal missing now. Got a little more chopping to do on getting the inner fender out there, smoothing up some of the cut lines, popping the windows out, and figuring out how we're going to do the front frame section up there for how it's going to tie in. But yeah, there is a lot going on with this car, and we should be, I think probably within a month, we will be starting to put bars back in this for the roll cage. I'm waiting on some dimensions on, like, basically where the rear end is going to end up for the 4-link, because we're doing a slightly non-traditional 4-link in the car, but working with another company on that, which we'll show you in another update on that when it comes out. You can see we've got some exhaust work done on Donnie's car, but that's actually going to be another video entirely, you know, walking you guys through the build process on a complete stainless steel exhaust system. I've been filming some, and I've got to, you know, condense it all down and make that work together and flow nice. See, we've got a trailer hitch on it. Drew's been working on that. And right now, let's go show you what Drew's working on in the back. And in a second, we'll show you what CJ's working on. All right, well, moving back into the dyno room of the shop, you can hear the concrete guys. Actually, they're here now, and they are compacting the sand or the dirt under in the inside of the holes. So I don't know if we'll get the pour on video. Maybe we will. I'm trying to get this video up this morning, so we'll see how all that goes. But anyways, back here in the dyno room, we've got Vice Grip Garage's Chevelle, and we're having a little bit of delay on getting our new fan shroud set up. So the old fan shroud is going back on, and we think we need to do something to extend the range during the burnout contest. So Drew, what's the earphones?
They're too loud over there.
Oh gosh. It's not that loud. You guys can hear it. Does Drew need the headphones? Let him know in the comments. You're gonna have some fun comments to read. Anyways, Drew is making an expansion tank, which really we're just gonna have as a very large extra capacity of water. So this is basically the size it's going to be, which, did you do the math yet on how many gallons it is?
I did not.
Okay. It looks to me like it's probably 2.5 gallons. So this will plumb with a hose down towards the bottom of it here. Will plumb to the bottom of the radiator, and then it will have a vent. Is it coming out?
Nope.
moving though, right?
Yeah, it just seems like it's taking the threads with it.
Okay, well we can, if it'll at least unthread itself out, we'll run a tap in it and put another fitting in it. So from the top of the radiator, there'll be like kind of a bleed that dumps into the top of this tank, and the idea is that as it's running, it will kind of slowly mix this water. Basically, this isn't adding any cooling ability, but it's, in theory, going to extend the length of time that the car can run because there's more water in the system. Now, I'm not doing any kind of engineering on making sure that it blends all of the water efficiently. We're just hoping to add some water and make it to where the bottom of the tank is going to feed somewhere down here at the bottom of the radiator, so that as it's drawing water into the fuel pump, it's also sucking some water out of the tank and kind of mixing it all together. So the idea is just to give it more water so that it takes longer to warm up, so that it can more efficiently make it through the burnout contest. That's the plan. I think we're gonna have success.
We'll find out. We'll find out real quick.
Great vote of confidence, Drew. Very great vote of confidence. So in other news, Grant and Chuck went and ran the national championship at Ozarks Raceway, Ozark International Raceway. I don't know, it's on the sticker, I think. Nope, not on the sticker. Well, yeah, it is. Ozarks International Raceway. And you can tell the car is a little dirty. So they finished 6th on day 1 after leading quite a bit of the race. They had a fuel pump failure, or the fuel pump started to fail, and the car was kind of down on power, and they fell from, I think, 2nd down to 6th in the final, I don't know, the final 30 minutes of the race or something like that. I haven't talked to them super extensively about it. But on Sunday, they won. So it was 2 races, and your average finish of the 2 races determined the national champion. Well, they finished 1st on the 2nd day, and they finished 6th on the 1st day, which basically brought them home 2nd overall for the national championship by 1 point. So they had 7 points, finished 6th, 6 points, and then finished 7th, so, or they finished 1st, so that's 1 point, combination of 7 points. The people who won the national championship finished 1st on the 1st day, and they finished 4th or 5th on the 2nd day. So super awesome effort from those guys. See, they got a new, got some new damage here from a scuff. Nice little dent on the fender there, which I believe they might have even hurt a wheel during that impact. But they said the track was pretty wild, lots of elevation changes. Their fastest lap was 2 minutes and 40 seconds, which was substantially faster than, like, I think by 2 or 3 seconds faster than the rest of the field per lap. But this car does not have the fuel capacity to be able to run the full 2-hour length of time that a driver is allowed in the car. So some of the other cars that weren't quite as fast didn't have to pit as often. So it worked out that, you know, between cautions and all this other stuff, it made it quite an interesting race, because they would get out there and go super fast and drive away from everybody, but they couldn't ever get a full lap up on the field, because, I mean, a 3-minute lap, if you're only 2 seconds faster than 2nd place, I don't know what the math is there, because I can't do it that fast in my head, but what's that, 180 seconds divided by 2, so that's a lot of laps. So 90 laps to be able to put 2nd place a lap down. Is that math right? 180 seconds?
Dude, I'm from Polk County, I don't do math. They don't teach math in Polk County.
Oh, well, you used math on your box there. I saw you math in your box.
That's just adding. You're doing all kinds of real math.
Well, just dividing. 180 divided by 2. That's 90.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so, yeah, 90 laps. Well, anyways, they never got a run of 90 laps to be able to put 2nd place a lap down. So, you know, it was a pretty interesting race. I watched it on an app that's called Race Monitor, which you guys can actually download that app and even watch races like the Freedom 500 and the Indy 800. Those will also be on the Race Monitor app. I believe there's an app called Race Hero as well that is free. Race Monitor, I think you've got to pay per year, but you can look at each individual lap time, see the distances between the cars, and like, you know, we were at Jeep Beach this weekend and I was sitting on the beach watching how they were doing in the race, like live timing. So you guys can do that too if you want to do it. But yeah, lots and lots of stuff happened here. You can see we've cleared this area out right here, which will show you eventually what's going to happen right here. But yeah, let's go back up front and we'll show you what CJ's working on. Ooh. All right, for the last project of the day, CJ's working on building a, well, he's not building a new cart because we bought the toolbox, but he's working on fabricating a hanger system that we can hang all of our spools of wire directly on the toolbox and get them off of that wall over there. So we're gonna have, like, this is all our Tevsil, really high-end wire over here. The heat shrink's gonna go on the bottom there. We're just welding on a little bit of that.
Don't look at the welds.
Don't look at the welds?
Grinders and paint make me the welder I ain't.
CJ got jokes. So he's got a bracket going on here, and then we're also going to do a bracket that's a little more straight up and down on the back, because pretty much all of those spools over there are all the same diameter. So they'll go on the back for certain wiring jobs, and it's, this setup just already is a lot better setup. We can spread out all of our different crimping tools. I've got duplicates of some things, obviously, but lots and lots of different crimping tools. Can't remember what's in here, but different connectors, fuses, kind of some leftover stuff here and there. This is actually the first injector harness that goes under the intake on Mullet, because we were originally going to do a connector right at the base of the intake, and then we decided to run them up to the firewall for that firewall connector. So I don't like splicing wires in the middle that I don't have to, so I just ended up making a new harness. And eventually we'll use this on something, just not Mullet. So lots of room in this thing. You see, like, our Deutsch connector drawer, some of the tools for the Deutsch connectors. Got some, like, different grommets, kind of some extra, a catch-all drawer that's, you know, got grommets and different firewall connectors. Try to have all of the stuff we use here in stock. Our big battery cable cutters, huge cable ends, heat gun, actually some sensors and EGT wiring down here, different firewall connectors. But yeah, a lot better than our old box, which we filled up basically the first day. That thing was already busting at the seams and was a giant wreck. But this is gonna be all self-contained, which I'm super excited about.
All self-contained.
Self-contained, like the whole, every bit of every wiring. So now when we
Famous last words.
need some, yeah, famous last words. We just pull some out, cut it off, instead of having to take the spool off the wall and deal with it. Anyways, I'm super excited about it because next week we got to start wiring on that thing, because we're getting it ready for Rocky Mountain Race Week and we need to get it up and running before the event, obviously. But Donnie wants some time with it to, you know, drive it around, make some test hits with it. We may do a track rental here when it first gets done after we dyno tune it. So we've got another video on that coming with the exhaust fabrication. I got to get back on that and get that Corvette out of the way. But the concrete truck is about to be here to pour concrete in all these holes. So that's going to be for another video. So thanks for watching and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. See you guys next time.